The strongest version of you already exists, but you've been too busy surviving to shake his hand. Let that sink in. There is a version of you, walking taller, thinking sharper, executing faster. He doesn't beg for respect. He doesn't wait for opportunities. He creates them. And no, this isn't some fantasy or motivational fluff. This is psychological reality. You see, the mind doesn't differentiate between imagination and reality when the feeling is strong enough. That's not just motivational talk. That's neuroscience. And it's exactly what Napoleon Hill meant when he said, whatever the mind can conceive and believe, it can achieve. But here's the secret. Hill didn't scream loud enough. You must act as if you've already won. Even when everything around you says you haven't, that's where 99% of people lose the game. They wait to see the money before they believe they're wealthy. They wait for confidence to show up before they take the risk. They wait for the crowd to clap before they dare to step on stage. But the top 1%, the ones who separate themselves, they move first. They walk like kings long before they touch a throne because they understand one powerful truth. Identity comes before results. Most people reverse this. They think results will change their identity. Once I'm successful, I'll feel powerful. Wrong. You must feel powerful before you succeed. You must walk like you've already won. And then reality bends to meet you. This is not arrogance. This is alignment. Let me hit you with a metaphor. You don't plant a seed and expect a tree the next morning, but you still water it every day as if the tree is guaranteed. Why? Because the process of planting, nurturing, and acting in faith creates the outcome. You must do the same with your identity. Most people let their past define them, but Stoic philosophy teaches us something radically different. It's not what happens to you, but how you respond that defines you. Epictetus. So if the past was painful, respond like a champion. If your bank account is low, respond like a millionaire. If your body is tired, respond like a warrior. Every time you respond like the version of you who's already won, you kill the old you. And that's exactly what you need to do. Because the truth is, the old you must die for the new you to rise. That's not poetic. That's biological. Your brain literally rewires itself. Neurons firing in new patterns the moment you shift identity and begin to live the new story. But it starts with a decision, a declaration. Say it out loud right now and comment it below. I walk like I've already won. Don't just type it, feel it. Let that phrase echo in your bones. Every time you move through the world from that mindset, you activate the part of your brain responsible for focus, courage, and execution. And if the world tries to push back, good. It means you're stepping into power. So here's your challenge before we move on to the next section. For the next 24 hours, act like the version of you who already has everything you want. Dress like him, speak like him, work like him, walk like him. Because the future you isn't in the future. He's just hiding behind your hesitation. And the moment you act as if, he steps out of the shadows and takes over. Drop it in the comments one more time to lock it in. I walk like I've already won. Say it like you mean it. Say it like your future depends on it. Because it does. Section 2. The Stoic Secret. Control the inner world and the outer world will bow. You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this and you will find strength. Marcus Aurelius. Let me ask you something. When was the last time you truly felt in control? Not of your job, not of your schedule, not of your bank account, but of yourself. Because here's what the ancient Stoics knew, and what most people will never understand. The battle is never out there. It's always in here. The world is noisy. It's loud, distracting, overwhelming. You scroll, you compare, you react, you spiral. You wait for life to get easier, calmer, more aligned, but it never does. Because you're playing the wrong game. The Stoic plays the inner game. He doesn't try to control the world. He controls how he responds to it. And once you master that, the outer world starts to bow to your presence. That's not philosophy. That's dominance. Listen, Napoleon Hill wrote that your only real limitation is the one you accept in your own mind. Do you understand how radical that is? It means success, power, discipline. They're not things you get. They're things you unleash. And that unleashing starts with one realization. You control the frame, always. You don't get to control the weather, but you control how you walk through the storm. You don't control the betrayal, but you control how you rebuild stronger. You don't control the outcome, but you control the process. And in that control, you become untouchable. Dark psychology teaches us this too, but from a different angle. Powerful people don't reveal their emotions easily. Why? Because emotional stability is predictive power. If someone can shake you, they own you. If no one can shake you, you're free. And freedom is the ultimate flex. Here's what the Stoics would do. When things go wrong, they prepare. When enemies insult them, they observe. When life breaks them, they use the pieces as armor. Stoicism isn't about being emotionless. It's about being impenetrable. And guess what? This is exactly what Hill meant when he spoke of definiteness of purpose. When you have purpose, the storm is just noise. When your inner world is disciplined, the outer world becomes irrelevant, and that's when power returns to you. So the next time anxiety hits, the next time fear creeps in, the next time doubt whispers, do what the ancient warriors did. Stand still, look it in the eye, and don't flinch. Comment this below and tattoo it into your mindset. I own my mind, nothing owns me. Say it again. I own my mind, nothing owns me. Repeat it until it becomes your first response. Not just a phrase. You're not soft, you're sovereign. But you have to start acting like it. From this moment forward, let the chaos come. Let the world do what it does. You stay calm, stay cold, and keep building. Because when you command your inner world, the outer world has no choice but to respect you. Let me leave you with this. The man who cannot be shaken cannot be stopped. And the man who acts like he's already won, already has. Drop that truth in the comments one more time. I own my mind. Nothing owns me. Let the world hear it. Let your old self hear it. Let your future self know you've arrived. Section 3, Dark Psychology, becoming unpredictable, unshakable, and unstoppable. When you're no longer predictable, you become powerful, unknown. Let's get real. Everyone talks about light, affirmations, positivity, gratitude, all great tools. But what about the other side? What about the part of you that's angry, tired, and done being overlooked? What about the part that doesn't want to heal, it wants to conquer? Most people are terrified of that part of themselves, but you're here to wake it up because the truth is, your darkness is not your enemy, it's your edge. Until you make the unconscious conscious, it will direct your life, and you will call it fate. Carl Jung. That's the core of dark psychology. It's about taking what's hidden, the ambition, the aggression, the obsession, and using it as fuel. The man who only operates in the light is soft, predictable, but the man who can navigate the shadows, he becomes unshakable because he understands the full range of who he is. Napoleon Hill didn't just write about faith and desire, he also warned about fear, manipulation, and influence. In his final book, Outwitting the Devil, he made it clear the greatest enemy we face is fear, and fear is a tool used by the devil to keep us drifting. That's what happens when you're too polite with your potential, when you're always seeking approval, when you're afraid to intimidate people with your intensity. But listen closely. You are not built to blend in. You are built to break patterns. And to do that, you must become unpredictable. Here's what that means. You don't always respond. Silence becomes your strategy. You don't over-explain. Mystery becomes your magnet. You don't react emotionally. Cold logic becomes your shield. People fear what they can't predict. When you stop being emotionally available to manipulation, but they lose control over you. And that's when you start to control the game. You walk into a room without saying a word, and people feel your presence. That's not charisma. That's energy ownership. You don't have to yell. You don't have to prove. You don't even have to move. When you stop caring about being liked, you become respected. And that is when you become unstoppable. You move in silence, you grow in shadows, and one day you step out unrecognizable. Drop this in the comments right now. My silence is my strategy. My focus is my power. Repeat it. Lock it in. This is how you become dangerous. Not violent, not erratic, but in control. Now, here's the paradox. The more you access your dark side, the more light you radiate. Because you're no longer fighting yourself. You're aligned. Your intensity becomes discipline. Your obsession becomes precision. Your pain becomes purpose. No tree can grow to heaven unless its roots reach down to hell. Carl Jung. So go deep. Find the part of you that's been quiet too long. The part that's tired of waiting. The part that's ready to dominate. From this day forward, don't just chase goals. Become the type of person who makes goals irrelevant because your identity is already locked in. Say it again and drop it below. My silence is my strategy. My focus is my power. This isn't motivation, it's transformation. You're not here to play nice, you're here to take control. And control begins the moment you stop fearing your shadow and start using it. Section 4. Burn the old self. You cannot transform what you refuse to kill. You must be willing to let go of the life you planned so you can live the life that's waiting for you. Joseph Campbell. Let me ask you something. What are you still holding on to that needs to die? The excuses, the old identity, the fear that maybe, just maybe, you're not enough? Because here's the harsh truth most people run from. You cannot transform what you refuse to kill. The new you is being held hostage by the version of you that's scared to be great. And until that version dies, nothing changes. Think about it. You say you want to be disciplined, but you still carry the identity of the person who hits snooze. You say you want to be wealthy, but you're still emotionally attached to the story of I'm broke. You say you want to be powerful, but you still act like someone who's waiting to be chosen. That version of you has to go. Not later. Now. Napoleon Hill made it crystal clear. Success requires no apologies, failure permits no alibis. And yet most people live their lives apologizing for wanting more, making alibis for staying the same. That ends here, because you can't bring the weak version of you into the next chapter. You have to burn the bridge, not walk away. Burn it, so there's no going back. This is what every high-level transformation demands, a funeral for your former self. That's what every Stoic understood, especially Marcus Aurelius. He would meditate on death daily. Not to be morbid, but to remember it is not death that a man should fear, but never beginning to live. And if you're still attached to your old life, you're not living, you're repeating. Here's what burning the old self looks like. You stop justifying low standards. You stop explaining yourself to people who will never understand your path. You stop hoping and start executing like your future depends on it, because it does. Here's a hard truth from the shadows of dark psychology. Your old self doesn't die peacefully. He begs, he negotiates, he whispers, take it slow. You're doing fine. Don't change too fast. Ignore him. Because the longer you entertain the old identity, the longer you delay your greatness. You must become merciless with your evolution. Evolution doesn't ask for permission. It requires a sacrifice. So here's your sacrifice. Comfort, familiarity, the illusion of safety. Comment this below, not just to type it, but to declare it. I bury the old me. I rise as who I was meant to be. Say it again. I bury the old me. I rise as who I was meant to be. This is not about reinventing yourself once. It's about killing off versions of you every single day that no longer serve the mission. You want to level up? Then something inside you has to die today. Maybe it's procrastination. Maybe it's insecurity. Maybe it's the fake humility that keeps you quiet when you should be leading. Whatever it is, dig the grave, throw it in, set it on fire, and walk away. Don't look back. That version of you had its time. This one is different. This one moves with purpose. This one doesn't ask. This one builds empires. Drop it one more time and own it. I bury the old me. I rise as who I was meant to be. This isn't self-help. This is self-destruction for rebirth. And the real you is waiting on the other side of that fire. Section 5. Napoleon Hill's hidden law. Assume the feeling of the wish fulfilled. The moment you can feel it, you can have it. If you can't feel it, you'll never touch it. Unwritten law of power. Let's get one thing straight. Success is not just about effort. It's about energy. More specifically, the energy you broadcast before you get the result. Most people grind in frustration, chase in desperation, hustle in lack. But the greats, the ones who actually manifest what they want, they live from the result before the result shows up. Napoleon Hill hinted at this repeatedly, but most readers miss it. There is a difference between wishing for a thing and being ready to receive it. No one is ready until he believes he can acquire it. Napoleon Hill. But what does being ready actually mean? It means you don't wait until the money hits your bank to feel wealthy. You don't wait until you have six-pack abs to walk with confidence. You don't wait until you're loved to feel worthy. You assume the energy of the result, and reality follows. This is not fiction. This is how your brain works. Your subconscious mind can't tell the difference between reality and a fully embodied, emotionally charged visualization. That's why Hill emphasized autosuggestion, because it's the practice of saturating the subconscious with the feeling of success. But here's the deeper layer. The universe responds to your emotional signature, not what you want, but what you are. Wanting says, I don't have it yet. Feeling says, it's already mine. And only one of those signals power. You can scream affirmations all day, but if you're feeling broke, defeated, and ignored, that's the signal that gets amplified. So how do you shift? You assume the feeling of the wish fulfilled. This is what the elite do. This is how athletes visualize winning before the game, how CEOs act with calm before the deal is signed, how champions carry a presence long before the crown touches their head. They embody the outcome. Right now, you might be broke, overlooked, stressed, good, even better, because this is your moment to prove to yourself that you can feel like a king in the middle of chaos. And that is power. Let me make this practical. Start walking like someone who's already successful. Talk like your voice matters in every room. Work like the results are already guaranteed, because they are if you stay aligned. This isn't arrogance. This is alignment with your future self. Drop this in the comments and speak it into your nervous system. I feel it. I own it. I attract it. Say it again. I feel it. I own it. I attract it. Your subconscious listens when your words match your energy, so match them. Here's your daily ritual. For 5 minutes a day, close your eyes and feel as if it's already done. The money, the body, the status, the power. Don't hope, no. This is what Neville Goddard called living in the end. This is what Hill called belief backed by desire. And this is what separates the drifters from the manifestors. Stop being surprised by setbacks. Start being surprised by how fast your reality catches up once you become emotionally aligned with it. One more time, drop it below to lock it in. I feel it, I own it, I attract it. Remember, reality doesn't reward effort alone, it rewards identity, and your identity must shift before the world catches up. You don't chase what's already yours, you become it. Section 6. Build the inner empire first. Everything external is a shadow. A man's outer world is always a reflection of his inner empire. Inspired by Napoleon Hill, you want money, power, respect, status. But here's the brutal truth no one teaches in school. You will never build a kingdom outside until you've conquered the one inside. Every goal you chase, every dream you reach for, it's just a shadow of what's happening within you. That car, a reflection of how you perceive your worth. That business, a mirror of your internal discipline. That relationship, a perfect copy of your self respect. This is why Napoleon Hill said, thoughts are things, and powerful things at that, because your thoughts create your internal world, and your internal world becomes your external experience. Most people want $1 million life with a $10 mindset. They want to lead armies but can't lead their own impulses. They want to win the world, but they've already lost the war within. Here's the truth. The richest man without inner control is still broke. The most famous man without peace is still unknown because he can't hear himself. The man with a mansion but no purpose lives in a prison made of gold. So what do? You build the inner empire first. Here's how. 1. Control your mind before it controls you. The average man is a slave to his own thoughts. He reacts, he doubts, he scrolls, he compares. But the master, he creates thought on command. He uses autosuggestion, just like Napoleon Hill taught. He trains his brain daily to see the world through power, not lack. He speaks life into himself before the world even knows his name. Whatever the mind can conceive and believe, the mind can achieve. Napoleon Hill. It's not just a quote, it's a law. 2. Harness the shadow, not hide it. From a dark psychology lens, your insecurities are not weaknesses, they're weapons when owned. When you face your shadow, it becomes your armor. When you deny it, it becomes your enemy. Stop pretending to be perfect. Start becoming whole. True inner power isn't clean and polished, it's raw, honest, and unshakable. 3. Rituals over motivation. The inner empire isn't built on hype, it's built on discipline. Wake up like a king. Journal like a philosopher, train like a warrior, guard your mind like a fortress. No one will build this for you. No one is coming to crown you. You must build your own throne inside your mind. Drop this in the comments right now. My mind is my kingdom. I rule it with fire. Say it again and let it burn in. My mind is my kingdom. I rule it with fire. This isn't just mindset work, it's warfare. Because the inner empire is built in silence, in sweat, in solitude, in struggle. And when it's fully formed, the world can't help but reflect it back. Let the world catch up. You're not waiting on results. You're becoming the type of person who naturally creates them. This is the secret the weak never learn. You don't hustle for success. You attract it by building a mind so sharp, so clear, and so unwavering that the world has no choice but to bow. Drop it again below to lock it in. My mind is my kingdom. I rule it with fire. The throne is already there, but you don't sit on it by accident. You earn it by mastering yourself first. Section 7, The Art of Cold Focus, How to Outlast, Outsmart, and Outbuild Anyone. The successful warrior is the average man with laser-like focus. L. Bruce Lee. Let me ask you a serious question. Can you sit with boredom longer than everyone else? Because that is the real separator. Not hype, not loud motivation, not viral attention, but cold focus. The ability to execute with ruthless clarity when everyone else is distracted, emotional, or mentally fragile. Most people chase dopamine. You chase dominance. And dominance doesn't come from talent. It comes from the ability to focus with zero emotion. This is what I call cold focus. Not hype-based grind, but still surgical, icy consistency. Let's be honest, your competition can't stay off their phone for 10 minutes. They jump when they get a like. They react to every DM. They need stimulation. And that's why they'll never build anything legendary. Napoleon Hill wrote, concentration of effort and the definiteness of purpose are the starting points of all success. You know what that means? No more multitasking, no more random scrolling, no more half-built dreams. You don't need more information, you need more discipline of attention. Here's how to develop cold focus and turn it into your deadliest asset. 1. Train your mind like a soldier. Every morning before you touch the world, touch your mind. Silence. Visualization, precision. Visualize your day like a mission. Every task, a target, every hour, a battlefield. This is how you stop drifting and start dominating. 2. Remove everything that divides your attention. Apps, gone. Notifications, disabled. People who constantly talk without purpose, cut. Dark psychology teaches us this. What you allow access to your mind is what programs your destiny. So guard it like your life depends on it, because it does. 3. Don't chase flow. Build frost flow is temporary. Motivation dies. But cold focus, that's built, like muscle. like calluses. You want the edge? Be the one who shows up on the days when nothing feels good. Be the one who writes, builds, trains, and plans with no praise and no spotlight. Because here's the secret: cold focus is power disguised as silence. No noise, no drama, just consistent, quiet execution. Until one day you look up and you're miles ahead. Drop this in the comments and own your edge. My focus is ice, my vision is fire. Again, my focus is ice, my vision is fire. Burn that into your system, because while they're chasing likes, you're building legacy. While they're distracted by dopamine, you're cementing dominance. This is the law. Whoever can stay calm and locked in wins. This is why the Stoics were killers in disguise. They didn't scream, they didn't flex. They observed, executed, endured. If you are distressed by anything external, the pain is not due to the thing itself, but to your estimate of it. Marcus Aurelius. Cold focus is not emotionless, it's emotional control. And when you master it, you become the most dangerous person in the room, not because you're the loudest, but because nothing can pull you off course. Not failure, not success, not opinions, not chaos. You move like a shadow, slow, deliberate, and inevitable. Comment it below to make it real. My focus is ice. My vision is fire. The storm isn't coming. You are the storm. And the colder your focus, the faster you rise. Section 8. You've already won. Now live like it. Act as if it were impossible to fail. Dorothea Brande. Napoleon Hill called this the secret behind definiteness of purpose. So now the question is simple. You've burned the old self. You've aligned with power. You've assumed the feeling. You've built the inner empire. You've mastered cold focus. Now what? Now you live like you've already won. Because here's what they don't tell you. You don't become successful and then feel worthy. You feel worthy. And then success finds you. You don't wait for permission to feel powerful. You move like it's already yours, like the victory was inevitable. That's the ultimate Napoleon Hill code. Whatever the mind can conceive and believe, it can achieve. But here's the deeper truth. You've already conceived it. You already believe it. Now, you just need to act like it's already done every single day. This is the difference between those who dabble and those who dominate. The dabblers wait for proof. The dominators become the proof. You walk into the room like you've built it. You speak like your words carry weight. You move like your time is sacred, because it is. Even the great Stoics taught this. Waste no more time arguing what a good man should be. Be one. Marcus Aurelius. No more explaining, no more hoping, no more seeking validation. You are not here to prove, you are here to embody. When you act as if you've already won, a strange thing happens. Reality bends. People treat you differently. Opportunities start appearing. You start seeing evidence that supports your identity, because your vibration has changed, your self-image has shifted, and the world, which is only a mirror, reflects that new image back to you. And here's a dangerous secret from dark psychology. Most people are waiting for you to doubt yourself. But when you don't flinch, when you act like the outcome is already done, they follow you, they trust you, they respect you, because certainty is magnetic. So own it. You've already won. Now live like it. No more small moves, no more underplaying your power, no more asking, can I do this? The answer is yes. Now move like it. Comment this right now to claim it. I move like I've already won. Say it again. I move like I've already won. Make it your mantra. Make it your identity. Make it your energy. Because from this moment on, everything you do, every word you speak, every step you take, every decision you make, it's not coming from a place of trying to win. It's coming from the truth that you already have. You don't chase success anymore. You carry it. It's in how you show up. It's in your presence. It's in the way you don't beg, don't doubt, don't fear. You've already won. You've already become the person, the old you only dreamed of being. Now it's just time for the world to catch up. Drop it one more time in the comments to lock it in. I move like I've already won. And if this hits something deep in you, if this sparked the fire you've been waiting for, like this video, subscribe to the channel, Napoleon Hill Motivation. Turn on notifications, because we're just getting started. You've spent enough time becoming. It's time to start being. Walk like you're chosen. Move like you're built for greatness. Speak like your future is already done, because it is. You've already won. Now live like it.